Okay, hello Dr. Pickett and Mr. Hooker. This is Allison Lamb. I am selling my medical device, the Poly Extract, to the wonderful Dr. Gaskins, who's an orthopedic surgeon. I caught her in the hallway when I was visiting one of her partners, and she has agreed to sit down with me just for a few seconds quickly. So we are in her office right now. Hello, Dr. Gaskins. I am Allison Lamb with Poly Extract, a medical device to be used during a hip replacement surgery. As a biomedical engineering student, I worked with my design group and some local Greenville orthopedic surgeons to develop a medical device to be used during a liner extraction surgery to make your surgery less frustrating and more efficient for you and your nurses. I would like to take a few minutes today to talk to you, sit down and just discuss your problems and see what issues you had during your surgeries.
Okay, well I do have a surgery to get to, so I may only have a few minutes for you.
Okay, I understand you're busy. A lot of surgeons I talk to say that they have crazy schedules as well, but they did schedule time with me and they found that when they spoke with me, I was able to provide medical devices that make their surgeries run more effectively. I'd like to sit down and you think of your problems and we can just discuss your surgeries and your problems, and I'd like to see what medical devices I would have to solve your problems. I could come back next week or we can do it later today.
Okay, well we can sit down now. I'll probably have a little bit of time before I have to get to my surgery.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I'm pretty busy next week, so.
Okay, well then let's do it now. Thank you. So, Dr. Gaskins, tell me about yourself. How long have you been in Greenville and at this hospital?
Well, I've been here for over 5 years. I came to Greenville for my residency and I just decided to stay. I loved it.
Yeah. And so what do you like about Greenville? Do you like the people?
I love the people. I love everything about the upstate, really.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I really enjoy this hospital and the staff. And all my patients are very active about wanting to make their lives better. So it's a very good atmosphere to be a part of.
Yes, it is. I love Greenville. It's great.
Yeah.
So, as an orthopedic surgeon, I know that some specialize. What types of surgeries do you perform?
Well, I do surgeries for any orthopedic emergency, on any body part. I do specialize in hip and knee replacements.
Okay.
So that's my main focus. But I mean, I can do pretty much anything, in the orthopedic field.
Yes. Well, could you describe your hip replacement procedures to me? How do you get the liners out specifically?
Well, first I cut the skin and the muscles until I see the bones. I have to use retractors to hold the skin, the fat, and the muscles back. So I don't really have a large area of view.
Yeah.
If the patient and the x-rays show up and only the liner needs to be extracted, I use an osteotome, which is a flat stainless steel medical tool, and I pry it up under the lid of the plastic liner. I use that to force the liner out.
Right.
And usually it just pops out. Sometimes it's a little harder than others, but
Exactly. I worked at an implant retrieval lab in college. We used to collect implants after they've been taken out of the body. And so many of these liners are destroyed. I mean, there's nothing to them. So if you cannot get the liner out with the osteotome, what do you do? How do you pop the liner out?
well, we go to plan B or plan C. It becomes a little more time consuming for sure. I usually use a screw, but I mean, that's it's a little more time consuming.
Yeah, well, the screw method. So could you please describe how you use the screw?
Oh yeah, sure. The screw method takes many more tools than just using this simple osteotome. First, I use a drill bit and I make a hole in the liner. Then I grab a drill and a screw. I place the screw in that hole and then use the drill to drill it in. The screw goes through the plastic liner and it stops when it hits the metal cup. Since the screw has no other place to go, the plastic liner rides up the screw and then I can pull the whole liner out. So obviously it's a lot more complicated of a process than using a simple osteotome.
It is. Well, one of the surgeons I worked with, Dr. Pace, he showed me how you can use the screw method, But he said that he has met so many surgeons at conferences and even some around Greenville who do not even know the screw method. So how, do you know anyone who does that? How do they get the liner?
Well, actually, one of my partners does not use the screw method. When he can't get the liner popped out, he either resorts to a total hip replacement or he calls me, which, you know, I have to leave my own, you know, my own surgery room to come help him out.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's a little more, a little extra work for me for sure.
that must cause a lot of commotion for you and your nurses. Well, so where do you get the screw and the drill bit and the drill? Are those already in the room, or do you have to go out and get them?
Well, like I said, this is, you know, plan B and C. If the OsseoTim doesn't work, I just grab whatever screws around. Usually that would be a titanium bone screw, which, you know, those are about $400 a piece, which is pretty expensive for the patient. I just don't have time to waste running to the back and trying to find something less expensive that will work the same way. We just have to throw the screw away afterwards. You know, it's a shame, but it's procedure. The drill and the drill bit are sometimes there. Other times I have to send nurses to go get them. It's just wastes a lot of time.
Oh my goodness, you're right. So if I understand this correctly, you seem to waste a lot of time if your first tool does not work. Then you have to go grab tools from the back for this one simple surgery, and the screw method has so many steps that many surgeons never even learn it. What would be the most important concern you have? What would keep you up at night?
Well, you sum that up very well. I would say my main concern is definitely wasting time. I have a full schedule every day. I really don't have time to waste. You know, I have a family at home. Also, the longer a patient is under anesthesia, the greater the chance the patient has for a potential life-threatening problem. So I want a tool that is simple to understand and use. Obviously, I would like a tool that doesn't have many components to it. The drill bit, it's a lot. And my nurses hand me every tool I use. So if a tool falls in passing, I waste time and money because it's no longer sterilized, and my nurses must run out and, you know, go get another one.
Oh yeah. Okay, Dr. Gaskins, I understand your needs. Do you have any other concerns?
Well, I mean, I'm always looking for ways to save money, you know, with the economy, the healthcare system. The hospital is always making me think about what I can do to cut costs.
Right, I'm glad you brought that up. So really, your four main concerns would be saving money, saving time, decreasing the amount of tools, and making the tools easier for your nurses and yourself. Now, bringing up money, is saving time still your main concern?
Yes, time first. I am always rushed for time. Then I want to use as few tools as possible in order to make the surgery easier. Decreasing the number of devices will help me save medical costs, but time is absolutely the most critical.
You are right. Can you think of any other concerns?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, well great. That is why I'm here. I have a medical device called the Poly Extract that acts in a way similar to the screw method. However, it's one hand tool, and all of the components are right there for you. There's a first piece that acts as it's more of just a guide pin, and it acts as a guide and an anchor, so you do not have to make the hole and then pull out your tool and then put the screw in. So you just keep this guide pin in, and then you attach your screw over, and you have a hand tool. Which the hand tool is great because when you use a drill, it just goes, and you don't ever feel if you're scratching the metal cup.
Yeah.
You may scratch the cup, which then sometimes if you scratch that cup, then you have to take out the cup. You're performing the total hip replacement anyway. So the Poly Extract is great because it's just 3 tools. Wonderful for your nurses. They do not have to go to the back to keep grabbing more, and all the pieces are right there. You're not going to have to just grab waste the $400 grabbing the titanium bone screw. and that all these pieces connect as well. So when your nurses are passing you your devices, you have a less chance of them dropping on the floor because you don't want them to become unsterilized. That's just wasting money and wasting more time. This device, it's made to be used the first time. You don't have to use the osteotome. You just have to use this liner, and you can put it in any part of the cup. You can, whatever part you would feel most comfortable, or if some of the cup is damaged, you can still just go to another area of the cup. It's great. This tool, it saves time for yourself, your nurses, makes surgery much more effective and efficient, and it'll make your patients and family members so much happier that it's an easy surgery that can be done in the least amount of time as possible.
That sounds like exactly what I've been looking for. Is there any way that I could see maybe a prototype?
Yes, exactly. I have one right here. Let me show it to you, and let me show you the brochure as well.
Oh, great. Thank you. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So this device, it saves you time. It decreases the number of tools that you have to use. It makes the surgery easier because there are fewer tools, and it saves you money. Do you see any reason that you should not be using the poly extract for your surgery?
No, I don't. It looks like an amazing tool that my nurses would certainly cheer over. I would love to test this out and see how it works.
Okay, great. Well, then these are going to be the next steps to using this tool. I'll schedule a meeting with you next week since it's the end of the week. We'll schedule a time next week, and we can go to the cadaver lab, and you can learn how to actually use this tool. I'll bring all of the boxes, and I'll bring implants, and your OR nurses can join us so that they can see how easy this tool is to make them more excited.
Yeah, I definitely want them to try it out too.
Oh, most certainly. Well, Dr. Gaskins, thank you very much. Thank you very much for meeting me today, and I'm so excited that you are excited about this poly extract, and I'm always going to be here for you. I'm going to give you my phone number, my card, and everything. If you have any problems, please call me immediately because I can come and help you if you have any questions, any concerns, and I'll always be here. If you want me to come in your surgeries, I can come in your first couple surgeries, and after that I can come in every few months and make sure that it's still working great.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Allison.
Thank you very much.